And Paul Dano's like, ooh, Ave Maria. He starts singing Ave Maria for some reason. I'm like, that's probably not a good sign. That's probably a very bad sign, chat.
I was a free man. I'm not a slave.
And now, my friends, I'm going to talk about movies and play video games for a living now. And we're going to start with a pretty serious film, chat. I mean, we always have a good time here. We joke, we laugh, of course, on this stream. And we'll do so tonight and even during this review, chat. But it is a very serious movie. Steve McQueen's 12 Years a Slave, which is a dramatized biographical film based on Solomon Northup, chap, who was a black man living in Saratoga, New York. He was a violinist and businessman, and he was kidnapped, drugged, and then sold into slavery, which was actually a practice that was being fought against in the North, chat. Which is obviously a free place for slaves to live. But you had these organizations, you had these individuals, you had these people who would actually go from the South or the North, or people in the North would capture free black people, and then they would sell them in the South. They would give them different names. And because the systems, chat, were all so inherently racist and were all inherently against people of color, it was very difficult to prove that they were, in fact, free people, because they would take away all their information and they would try to separate them from their friends and family and from the law as much as possible, chat. And this is one of these most notable cases, but this was sadly a common practice back in the day. It is super evil, it's despicable, obviously, and this is kind of, I think this movie brings this to light through this one man's story, and I want to get into the details of this movie in just a bit. But before we do so, Chad, I need to ask you a very important question. That question being, how many of you have seen 12 Years of Slave, chap? 2013 Best Picture Oscar winner. I'm very curious. Mr. Ali, yeah, growing up in Missouri, people were still pretty racially shitty in a lot of this time. I'm sure. Oh, the time. Oh, I get you. Yeah, now. Oh, yeah, nowadays, yeah. Didn't teach us that in school, which is terrible. Mauricio, me, Cody. King Kodiak says, I have. I haven't and don't plan on it, says DT Darkslayer. For your wife, I've seen it once. Cass Faye, I've not. Lisa says, hell no. Cristiano says, never seen it. Bad Boy, 12 Years a Slave, I still consider this a horror film, sure. This goes as far as a movie can to show in graphic detail the treatment of black slaves without becoming exploitive. Thank you, Cornelius, of the 100 Bees. I'm going to read that in just a second, my friend. It's been out for almost 10 years. It's nuts, chat. Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost a decade old. Wow, next year will be a decade old. Rip Mr. Lowry only once, but yeah. Cedar Spock, watch a lot on DVD. Chris B, seen it once when I was in middle school. That's what everyone over 25 tells me. Most of the shit you learn in school is a part of your career. It doesn't matter, especially things like math and all these complex problems. How much do you use these things you learn? Nothing. Not very, very little. I mean, there's I'll get into more details later on, but yeah, like doing all those formulas. Formulas of letters, you ain't using that in your real life unless you're an engineer or something. Or even that, I don't even know. But yeah, not really. Do I make races in the North at the time? Sure. No, I'm sure. And that it was indeed prevalent. No doubt about it. Helberger says, I have not. RD, good to see RD. Welcome to the stream. I'm lucky I had a good teacher. Wow, I wasn't afraid to tell it how it really was in Georgia back then. How about once I've seen it, Toshiba, this black woman cannot watch any more slave movies. Seeing it just makes me a little uncomfortable. Glass, good to see you. Saw with my ex, and it wasn't the best date movie. No, this is, if you're yeah, not really. I mean, I think it's a great conversational piece with people. But yeah, not a great first date movie, I will say. So no, it's interesting. Yeah, so also, yeah, co-star Paul Dano, Hollywood's punching bag. Hey, he's really good at it, though. He's got that. He even says, yeah, I have that face. He's good at it. He's that slimy salamander of a man. And I love him for it. I appreciate it. He's very good. I have a number of people in the chat right now who said that, one, either they've only seen it once, or they have no plans on seeing it, or they just don't want to see it. And yeah, I did want to bring this up because I think it's relevant. I do know that, listen, we have had a lot of slave-centric movies for decades, chat, or slave-centric miniseries or TV shows. and it's almost become a trope. It's kind of like, well, you know, if you want to get anywhere in Hollywood and you're a person of color, you got to do a slave movie. Like, that's the whole thing. And you constantly see these images of people of color, of black people, you know, in these movies. And I totally understand why people would be sick of this. It's like, now we want to see ourselves as heroes. We want to see ourselves as leading men and leading ladies and action stars and in fantasy films and sci-fi movies. Like, I totally understand that. I respect that. I get that when, you know, when you're growing up and these are the images you constantly see in these big Hollywood films. Because certainly back in the day, you know, you weren't seeing a lot of, you know, black leads or black female leads like in action films. I mean, those are few and far between in the 70s or the 80s or anything like that. But you saw a lot of these types of movies, Chad, and even some of the best actors of all time, they've indulged in these movies. And I mean, everyone from Denzel Washington in something like Glory, or, you know, even, you know, the more exaggerated versions of these types of films with Jamie Foxx and you know, Django Unchained. Like, there's a lot of these and a lot of these images, and I totally understand. I get it. Why you're just like, I'm just fucking done. Now, I will say, I think this movie probably does it better than most. This doesn't feel like your run-of-the-mill kind of slave biographical film. One, I just like that it's actually based on, you know, materials from someone who went through this, and it also just reveals something that I don't think a lot of people just know about, like the practice of these people kidnapping free black people that lived in the North and taking them back down to the South to be slaves, even though they had been freed years before, or their families were free for many, many years, and they themselves were never a slave. And I thought that was interesting, and it was good to bring that to light, because it's something I know. And someone like Solomon Northup, chat, who is played by Cruelty in this movie, he should be remembered, and his story should be remembered. There's a lot of sad factors about his story and what happened after his you know, the 12 years that he spent as a slave. But I do think it's important. I do think it's better than your average, you know, kind of slave film. But I totally understand. I totally respect everyone that's just like, I just don't want to see this anymore. And I get it. I get it. And there's, I mean, they do kind of follow these same tropes. They do kind of follow the same thing. And this movie does, I guess it does so, but that was just the story of this man. And I did want to bring that up because I think it's a good point, and I understand the backlash. I respect that. Yeah, just briefly, I mean, the movie, when it came out, was a big critical hit. Had a little bit of that backlash, as we talked about before. It was a commercial hit as well. It was made for about $20 million. Had a box office, I think, worldwide. I think just under 200 or just under 190. So did very well for itself, chat. Numerous award nominations for a lot of the cast. I mean, everyone from Cruelty, who plays the main character, Solomon Northup, Michael Fassbender as the vicious and savage slave owner, Edwin Epps, Lupita Nyong'o. I think this is the movie that I'm sure Lupita Nyong'o was already acting in things, but I feel like this was the film that really brought her to light for a lot of people. This was around the time when I first heard her name, and so maybe she had done something else beforehand, but this was definitely when I'm like, oh, this girl, she's got it, she kills it, and she plays one of the other slaves in the movie, Patsy. Sarah Paulson's in it, plays the wife of Michael Fassbender, Paul Dano, Benedict Cumberbatch. Which is, it's crazy that Benedict Cumberbatch is a better American accent in this, Southern American accent, than Michael Fassbender, because Benedict Cumberbatch, talented man, love the guy, but man, he cannot fucking master the American accent. But here, he does sound better. Alfred Woodward's here. Brad Pitt has a small role in the film, chat, as Jesus. Brad Pitt, save us! Jesus is in here, chat. Oh god, I think Scoot McNairy, I think, is in here. Oh, fucking Scoot McNairy. Ooh, he's a son of a bitch in this. And Paul Giamatti, and you have a number of other smaller roles. Michael Kenneth Williams, chat. Well, I also want to bring him up because he recently passed away last year. So, hell of a fucking cast. A lot of recognizable names. A lot of working actors, chat. A real great movie all around. And I will do my best to make this review as entertaining and as possible, but also educational, chat. And I will probably circumvent certain words that are used in this film. I would usually like to use the word vampire, but I'm just gonna say black man. I'll just say black. Because like every other word in this, especially when the movie goes from like the north all the way to south, they use that N-word often, chat. It proliferates with that N-word as we get into the hour, the hour and 50 minutes when we're in the south. I'll be careful, Tashib. I'll be careful. That's why I'm like, oh, people are saying, Chris, just say the word ninja. And I'm like, you know that if I say the word ninja, that eventually it's going to slip out. It's too similar to the other word, Chad, and you know that. You're doing that on purpose. So maybe I'll do awkward. Yes, it's an awkward indeed. So maybe I'll do occasional vampire every once in a while, Chad, just so I don't, get caught up in these characters. Because, I like to act out and things. I like to be a little over-exaggerated these reviews and, use the dialogue that these characters use in this film. But it's a bit of a minefield. But, Chad, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. We see Chiwetel Ejiofor, Chad, as Solomon Northup, Chad. He's spending his time as a slave, and he is working a sugar cane field. People often say, like, oh, it's not a cotton field. Well, there were all sorts of crops that were grown in the South during this time, Chad. Cotton was probably the most prevalent. It was the one that was used for various manufacturing purposes, Chad, whether it be for clothes or for pillows or for furniture or what have you, of course. But there were also other ones, Chad. Various products, tobacco and sugar were also prevalent, too. But I was like, oh, shit, I forgot. I thought the movie just opened up with, the prototypical cotton field. It does not. It does not. It opens with sugarcane, Chad, which apparently slaves preferred to work sugarcane fields, Chad, because it was much easier. Where cotton, it was very difficult because of all the thorns and things that often cut your hands on it as you're trying to get the cotton out of the plant. And I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense. I get that. But, it's still shitty fucking circumstances, obviously, Chad. But he's working these sugarcane fields, and he just is fucking miserable. He's tired. He retires for the evening, Chad. All the slaves live in this one basically small cabin. They're all on top of each other, Chad. And so, they rarely bathe them. They're rarely able to bathe themselves. They rarely are able to get soap, Chad, which soap plays a very important scene later on in this movie. So you just know it's hot. It's the South. There's no fucking proper ventilation everywhere. And they're all on top of each other. They all fucking stink. Everyone's farting. It's a goddamn nightmare, Chad. And Chiwetel Ejiofor, he's just trying to get some sleep, but he's so sad and he's so frustrated over his circumstances. We don't even know yet, but he's there and he turns around and this other slave woman who's there right next to him is just staring at him like this. And she's like, I'm horny. And she immediately grabs his dick, tries to start jerking him off, and she grabs his hand and puts it on her boob and instructs him to start rubbing it, Chad. And he's like, oh, it's not sexy. It's like, ooh, that's good for him. It's like, no, Chad, this is just the state of things. Like, he's just kind of in shock as she's doing this. And, he's not moving eventually. He just stops moving and she just stops doing it. And she turns her back to him and immediately starts crying. And he just turns his back and he's like, what a fucking life. And then, chat, we cut from that, and we get the title screen. 12 Years a Slave, right? And we see what his life is like, Chad, in Saratoga, New York. He's a master violinist. He's a local businessman, Chad. He has a beautiful wife. He's got 2 children, a son and a daughter. And, they're playing, he's tucking them into bed at this point. They're playing the flute, all the various instruments, wants to encourage creativity in them. And he's like, all right, you guys go to sleep. You got a long journey ahead of you. And I'm like, okay, Daddy. And they go to bed, and he goes in the bed of his wife and is just saying how I miss you, because the wife apparently is going to be working in another location for several weeks. And then or maybe it's like a month or something. She's taking the kids with her while he stays in Saratoga. And so he sends them on their way. They go down the road. He's like, I'll see you in a couple weeks. Goodbye. He is later approached by 2 gentlemen, chat. They portray themselves as businessmen. One is named Mr. Brown. The other one is named Mr. Hamilton. And they are entertainers, or they like to attract and manage entertainment, chat, whether it be for the circus, whether it be for live shows or singers, and they've heard about the great Saratogan violinist Solomon Northup, and they're like, we're going to be traveling for the next week here. We're going to be going to Washington, D.C. We would ask you to join us. We can sponsor you while you do all these shows and everything. And I was like, well, I'm not doing anything right now. He doesn't have any shows lined up recently, Chad. So he's like, yeah, I'll fucking join you. And then, but you already, even though these guys seem like, they seem very progressive and liberal, they're mentioning like all the wondrous things they've seen at the circuses that they've sponsored, and it's like, we've captured so many black men that act as baboons, savages in the trees. And Solomon's like, all right, fucker, okay. It's like, oh boy. But he's like, well, these guys are offering me a lot of money. They seem nice enough. I'll join them. And apparently, Chad, they do the week, and they become quick fucking friends. They're just happy and everything, and they're so impressed by Solomon's violin playing. Everyone fucking loves him, and they have a nice dinner, and they celebrate, and they pay him. They pay him over what he's originally owed. And he's like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Guy's like, no, you, Mr. Northup, you deserve this. You went out of your way to join us down here, and you killed it. All these rich fucking white people love you. You're so good. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. He's like, hey, have some more to drink. And they keep pouring him more wine and more wine. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your food, Solomon. And then as the night goes on, he gets very drunk. He gets very drunk, chat, and he's being taken back to his room by Mr. Brown and Mr. Hamilton, and he's like vomiting everywhere and everything. There's something wrong with him, and he's like, oh, don't worry, Solomon, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. And like, he almost bumps into this person. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, our friend had too much to drink. And they eventually put him to bed. And I think the one guy is, I forget what, Mr. Brown, Mr. Hamilton, he was like, patting his brow, make sure the sweat's all gone. He's like, doing something like this. Should we be doing something like this, Mr. Hamilton? He's like, shut the fuck up, Mr. Brown, and let's get it over with. And then immediately, chat, we cut. It's the next day or however many days later, we don't know. Solomon wakes up, but he's not in his bed. His clothes are a mess. And he is now in fucking chains. And he's like, oh, he starts fucking freaking out because he has no idea what the hell is going on. But he thinks about the previous evening. He realizes those two fucking honkies, they fucking drugged me and they took me here. They kidnapped me. And he's like, oh, it was all their fucking scheme, Che. It was their goddamn scheme. And maybe they do this to like a bunch of other people. And so he comes to, and he starts pacing around the room. Eventually, one of the guards comes in, or, whatever he is, one of his, maybe the person he was handed over to. And he tries to explain himself. He's like, my name is Solomon Northup. And he's, your name ain't Northup. What do they call him? Platt? I think they call him Platt, Chad. They're like, your name is Platt. And he's like, no, my name is not Platt. I am this. I'm a free man. He's like, well, you a free man, then where are your papers? And he's like, that's why you a slave and your name is Platt. And they're like, get on the goddamn ground. And they start beating the shit out of him. They get this big fucking paddle and just start hitting him with it, Chad, over and over and over again until he's beaten, and they leave. Eventually, they come back, and they're like, we got something good for you, Platt. Here you go. Fine clothes, yeah. And he's like, these are my wife made me these clothes. And he's like, damn, just dirty rags. The thing is, they want to get him out of his regular clothes, which look all nice and it's finery, because they want to make sure to get him out of Washington, D.C. and down to the South, Chad, so they can't have a individual like him be wearing nice clothes because it would raise suspicion. And so they get him out of the clothes, and it's like, and now you're going to go ahead and wash yourself. And so they go outside, and we were introduced. And the thing is, it's not just him. There are other people in this that have been kidnapped by these guys, perhaps kidnapped by Mr. Brown and Mr. Hamilton. We don't know. Or maybe this is a fucking cabal for all we know, chat. This organization that's been doing it for however long. And we have all these other black men and black women who have been freed, and they're all like educated as well. So they're talking because they're just saying like, I just was with my fucking family, and then all of a sudden I'm here. They have no idea. They're so scared. You have some people that were slaves that were coming up from the South, like their masters had business, and then they were taken. And so other people are like talking about like, oh, my master's gonna be coming for me. And this one guy, I don't know who this actor is, but he's like, he ain't fucking coming for you. We have to survive. We're gonna have to survive. That's what we're gonna have to do. There's also this little boy, and they all instruct him to bathe themselves, which is a fucking gray bucket of water, which they all have to share, chat, and it's just smelly, and they're all naked. They got this one kid there who's about 12, and he's fucking crying. He's asking for his mom. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. And, Solomon's trying to bathe him and just telling him to be quiet, because they'll come over and they'll beat them too. And eventually they all sit down, and they're just in this corner, and this one particular slave is just talking about, like, he's heard about stuff like this, and he never expected to get captured. And it's like, well, we can just get out. We can somehow get help. And he's like, motherfucker, how the hell are we going to get help? How are we going to get help in this circumstance? No one's going to believe us because we don't even know where we even are at this point, but they don't. And then the one boy, he's still crying about his mom. And eventually, Chad, the doors, because there's a little out-yard, like, prison area. And then the mom and, I guess the guy's sister, his little sister, also come in. The mother's like, oh, baby. And she's, like, hugging him and everything. And it's not good. It's really we find out the story behind this character whose name is Eliza, Chad, and her children. It's also really goddamn tragic. After that, they are all transported under the cover of night. They're put into a carriage, and they're instructed that if they fucking talk, they will be beaten, and they will most likely be killed. And so they are taken to a boat. They're taken to a boat, and they're being taken to the south. I think they're in New Orleans or Atlanta. I think I think they're taking New Orleans first. I think that's what's going on. And so while they're on the boat, you have several characters. The one person who is a slave who is with his master up in the north, who's just saying everyone just shut the fuck up, okay? We're gonna don't, because he even tells Solomon Northup, he's like, don't let them know that you can read and that you can write, okay? They don't like an educated N-word, all right? Because if you're an educated N-word, they'll fucking kill you, all right? Because you're a threat to them. And then you have this other character played by Michael Kenneth Williams, and he's like, why don't we just fucking jump him? How about we just jump him and we'll take over the ship? He's like, God damn it, look what we have here. We're the only three people among all these other slaves who have just lived their lives as slaves. They have no education. They have no leadership abilities, all right? We're the only three people. How the hell are we going to fucking take over a boat? And at this point, and then that's the whole, Solomon Northup's like, listen, man, I just don't want to survive. I want to fucking live. I don't want to do this. I can't spend the rest of my life like this. I need to get out there. I need to tell my family or someone about what's going on. I need to prove that I'm a free man. Later that evening or some point during the journey, Naya Brownie, hi Naya Brownie, hard hands. I hope you're doing well. I'm reviewing 12 Years a Slave. We're at the part of Michael Kenneth Williams, and he's not going to be in the movie anymore. This one guy, this one slave master, he comes down to the boat. Everyone said Michael Williams, do not fucking do it. And he approaches the guy, and the guy goes, hey, and just stabs Michael Kenneth Williams with a fucking machete. With a machete, chat, right in his gut. Fucking disembowels him. He falls over. Everyone's like, oh, everyone starts fucking me. Put that black man overboard. Get rid of him. And they put him in this fucking sack, which they weigh down, chat, and they then dump him over the fucking boat, where he then sinks into the Atlantic. It's like, Jesus Christ. We then get to, so Michael Kenneth Williams is killed. He's a very small role. He does well, chap, but he gets fucking gutted. Eventually, we then get to the boat makes dock, and the character of Thomas, he was the other person that was with Cruelty Ejiofor's character of Solomon Northup, and his master is there. He's at the dock waiting, and he's like, excuse me, sir, excuse me. I have a slave on board that is my property. I have the papers. And this guy, it's so funny because Solomon and Thomas are talking, hey, man, ride or die. We're going to do this together, okay? You help me out, I'll help you out. Solomon's like, oh, thanks, man, that's great. And as soon as fucking Thomas sees his master, like, get me the fuck out of here. And the slave master originally is like, no, I'm not going to let him go. He's like, I have the papers and to prove it, or I could take you to court. And the guy's like, fuck, fine. And then Solomon's like, wait, Thomas, me, what about me? And he's like, fuck you. And he leaves. I was like, oh, what a piece of shit. And the guy, Thomas, he just nestles into the big white bosoms of his slave master, chat, and he just walks away from Solomon. What a piece of shit. He was so scared. He was so scared. He didn't want to speak up for his friend he just made, Chad. And it happens a lot in this movie, sadly. Then, Chad, we have a flashback. We have a flashback to Solomon's life living in Saratoga, New York. He has this friend who he often goes to see, who also owns the shop. Him and his wife frequent it all the time. I think he sells, it's like a general store kind of area. They sell food, and he's also, I think, a tailor as well. And he's very good. He's white. He's a white man. He's very good friends with Solomon. And, the owner of this shop, he would be invited to the barbecue, chat. That's what I know. That's all I fucking know. And they're talking about how the wife, and this must have been like maybe a couple weeks before she was leaving to do her job with the kids in that other location. And at one point, this other black man enters the shop, and, you know, the owner is like, oh, hello, how can I help you today? I'm just assisting these customers right now, but I'll be with you in just a second. And then this other white guy is like, Jessup, get your black ass back here. And the owner's like, whoa, what the hell is this? Solomon turns around and everything. He's like, oh, I apologize. Jessup, he just wanders off on occasion. Jessup! And he's like, takes him, and it's like, whoa, racism, chat, racism right there. And also slavery. After that wonderful flashback, we then cut to Paul Giamatti, chat, and he is a slave auctioneer. He's a Yatsuba fan, good to see you. I hope you're doing very well. But we are introduced to Paul Giamatti. He's a slave auctioneer, chat, and he's a sumbitch. He's a sumbitch. Let me tell you what, chat. And he's basically, he's doing roll call. He's making sure, like, all the slaves that were delivered from the boat are here. He's in his name, and he says, Platt, Bueller. And he's like, you there, boy, you there. They say boy a lot in this movie. Boy, I speak to you. And he's like, my name's not Platt. My name is Solomon. Slap, and he fucking slaps the shit out of him. He's like, what does it say here? What does it say here on this list? Can you even read, boy? It says, Platt, your place. Like, my name is Solomon Northup. I'm a free man. I was traveling with Mr. Brown. And he slaps the shit out of him again. And he's like, your name is Platt. All right, I heard that you have musical talent. You'll fetch a fine price on the auctioneer block. And after that chat, we then cut to Benedict Cumberbatch. I guess we're at the home of Paul Giamatti, and he has all the slaves like doing something particular. And so in this case, you have Solomon. He's given him a fiddle. He's given him a violin because he's a violinist, and he has him playing, chat. And Paul Giamatti is showing Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Ford, I think in the movie, Master Ford of the Ford family, who is I forget what is this sugar? I forget what he grows. It's not cotton. I don't think it's sugar. I think it's something else. I know that he's building certain things on his property, but he's a farmer of some kind. And he's basically showing him off all of his quote-unquote livestock, as he calls them, his property. And, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch sees Eliza and things, and he's like, oh, you know what, we do need a house black woman, and I would like to have her, and I would like to take her children as well. And the guy's like, well, her children cost extra. And then Eliza hears this. She's like, please, I can't be separated from my children. Can I take my children with me? And Paul Giamatti walks up to her and slaps the shit out of her. He's like, shut up! Shut the fuck up! And he goes back to Cumberbatch. He's like, they cost extra. Families, as you know, that's a tax. It's a family tax right there. And I know, Ben Cumberbatch, you in heavy debt. You can only afford one house black person right now. And Benedict Cumberbatch, the thing is with him in the movie, he means well, but he's a fucking weak man. He's weak. He feels guilty. The white guilt is there, chap, but he won't do the right thing, though. He's too afraid. He's too scared. Like, he's much better than fucking Michael Fassbender. He's probably, other than the shop owner we met earlier in the movie, he's definitely the nicest white guy, but he's a fucking weak man. And he agrees to buy Eliza, but he can't afford the kids, chat. So they're separating. The kids are taken out of the room. Eliza's fucking, he's a coward. Eliza's fucking crying and screaming and shit, chat, as you'd expect. She's being separated from her children. And also, Benedict Cumberbatch, Ford, he buys Solomon Northup as well. And they are taken to his plantation, his home. And like Eliza's been crying the entire time that they get there. And Ford, like his wife's like, why is she crying? Why is she crying so much? And he's like, she separated from her children. She goes, oh, don't you worry, dear. In a couple of days, you'll forget about him. And it's like, Jesus Christ. But again, they don't look at them as human. They look at them as property. They look at them as livestock. Chat. It's like, whatever. It's like separating, to them, chat, it's the equivalent of separating a cow from its calf, a pig from its piglet. That's how they think of it. She's like, you'll forget about your kids in a couple of days. Don't worry. And, he's like, you know what? You guys had a rough time. Ford's like, Ben Cumberbatch's like, well, you guys had a rough time. Let's get some proper meals in you. We'll give you a day off for now, but tomorrow you got to start working. Eventually, chat, we're introduced to the character played by Paul Dano, and he is a sumbitch. And he's all right, blackies. I'm the slave master here, so you do as I say. And he then goes into his, like, we're going to little tune, a little ditty that my daddy taught me. And it's a song that is all about the N-word, basically. N-word, go up in a tree. N-word, do as master please. Yada, yada, yada. N-word, don't be messing with me. N-word will be hanging from that tree. That's what he kind of goes into. He does an amazing job. He's great at it, but it's like, fuck. And we just get this montage of all these people, you know, working on this plantation. And they also work in a swamp area, too. I think they're also, like, they're trying to have, like, a trade route through the bayou, I suppose. And I think that's what they're working on, along with all these other kind of homes in the area. So I guess Benedict Cumberbatch, like, he's an architect or something. He deals with a lot of carpentry, and that's what he uses his slaves for, chat, is to build these homes. At one point, Solomon Northup and these other slaves, they come across these Native Americans who they just find in the swamp, and the Native Americans just do like a dance. It was kind of weird. They were just kind of hanging out with each other. He's like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I'm a slave. He's like, yeah, well, you know, our fucking culture was destroyed. And I was like, oh, you too? Yeah. So, yeah, some mutual trauma that they've gone through, chat. But they have that scene there. Eventually, we cut to the swamp, which Solomon Northup has been talking to Benedict Cumberbatch, saying, like, listen, I was in the swamp. I worked on canals before, back when I was in Saratoga, and everything was part of. That's how he got his business, Chad, is that I think he assisted the local government, and he, like, helped build it, and it improved shipping. That's where a lot of his money comes in from. And he hired workers. And Paul Dano, like, he don't know nothing. He just some N-word. Benedict Cumberbatch. And Benedict Cumberbatch is like, well, he is a learned N-word. That's all I know. And I'm very impressed by him. And so we're going to go with what you are thinking, Solomon. Good work, boy. Good work. And Paul Dano's like, ooh, Ave Maria. He starts singing Ave Maria for some reason. I'm like, that's probably not a good sign. That's probably a very bad sign, chat. We then cut to, because of the canal, it's been, like, so they do the whole canal, the whole waterway, and Solomon was right the whole time. Paul Dano is a fucking idiot. And as a reward for his good deed, he gets a violin. He gets a violin because he knows that Solomon, and he loves to play the fiddle. And I heard you know how to play that fiddle now. That's good. And so he gives him the fiddle. And he's like, there you go, Solomon, something that you can have for many years as you live here. And Solomon's like, fuck. And he walks away. Eventually, we cut to Eliza, who is still crying, who is just missing her children, chat, weeping, wailing. And even Solomon's like, all right, you got to shut the fuck up. He's like, you need to stop. And she's like, well, gee, this is the only thing I can do. It's the only thing I need to do. I was like, don't you have any remorse in don't you have any sadness in your heart? He's like, I have, that's in me. That's always in me. Don't never question that, goddammit, Eliza. It'll always be with me, okay? But I'm not going to let it consume me, okay? I'm not just going to survive. I'm going to fucking live. And I will go back to to my family when freedom is opportune. And she's like, well, I'll do it my way, goddammit. And then he has and then after that, Benedict Cumberbatch, he does, like, a lot of services, like, for church and things for the slaves. And it's all, like, just bullshit or whatever. But at one point, Eliza is also there, and she's just crying at this point. And the wife, Benedict Cumberbatch's wife, is like, I don't like that N-word crying during the service. We have to do something about her. And Solomon's like, oh, shit. And then it's like the next day, and Eliza's being dragged away by these two guys, and she's just screeching. We don't know what happened to her. Like, was she killed? Was she sold? Like, I'm just not sure. We just know that Benedict Cumberbatch's wife is like, fuck her. That's what it was. And so it's like, wow, okay. And then we get a flashback to Eliza when Solomon and her were in prison together with before they got to the boat. And we learned that Eliza, she was actually the property of a very wealthy southern plantation owner. and he had fell in love with her. He had children. Her children were her children that she had with her white master, chat. And she actually lived a life of luxury for many years, after she became pregnant. The problem is that when her husband, or not even her husband, when her master died, and she was like his mistress. That's how I was his mistress. When he died, all the property was then given to his daughter, who fucking hated Eliza and her children, despite being the aunt of these two kids as well. And when she was up north, she sold both of them. She just, even though it was illegal, she just got rid of them. That's what she did. And so that was Eliza's story. We don't know what happened to her. We don't know what happened to a lot of these other people in this movie, chat. But yeah, she is taken away, and I don't know. Was she given back? Did she go with the person who owns her children? Probably not. I imagine she was just sold off and they just got rid of her or whoever. But it's horrible. After that, we then cut to Paul Dano. By the way, ever since Solomon showed him up in the whole thing with the swamp and the waterway and the canal and everything, he's just been really fucking aggressive towards Troy Ejiofor, just constantly berating him and things, and always saying, you're not doing this. He'll tell him to do something. He's like, do it this way, do it this way, this way. He's like, okay, I do it. And Solomon does it that way. But then Paul Dano's like, I told you to do it this way. He's like, no, you didn't. And he tells him something different next time, just so he can fucking beat on him and berate him even more. At one point, Paul Dano, I think Solomon's working. Solomon's also, I guess he has, skills in architecture. He's building this home, or this I guess slave quarters maybe. And he's putting these slats on and things. And, Paul Dano's like, did you do this? And Solomon's like, yes. Did you do that? And he's like, yes. Did you get them bucket of nails? He goes, yeah, I did. And he's like, good. And he smashes the fucking shingles. He's like, now do it again, and word. And Solomon's like, fuck you. and he starts, and he's like, what the hell you say to me, Blackie? And he's like, I told you to go fuck yourself, you goddamn salamander southern son of a bitch. He's like, you don't speak to me that way. He gets his fucking whip out. He tries to whip Solomon, but he just he eats himself at fucking Paul Dano and just starts beating the shit out of Paul Dano. And Paul Dano's like, hey, he's like squealing like a bitch, help me, someone is crazy, Black, it hurt me. And he just wailing on him, Chad. And eventually he just gets off him after he smacks him around. He just walks off. I mean, like, oh, you'll pay for that. And so what they do is all the others, overseers, they're called overseers, Chad, who work for the slave master, and they oversee all the slaves. What they do is, They get Solomon, and it looks like they're about to lynch him. But what they actually do is they put it around a tree branch, this very thick tree branch, the rope, and they tighten it, and they lift him up just enough where he can still kind of stand on his tippy toes, and so he can't actually unless he just collapses from exhaustion, he won't choke to death. He won't suffocate, Chad. And so he's like up there for fucking hours. For hours like that, until at one point he almost gives way. I mean, he's still almost, and all this, it's what's so crazy about the scene too. It's so well done, and it's shocking. It's meant to be, but all the other slaves, some of the slaves go to help Solomon, some give him some water just so he can stay hydrated, and then Benedict Cumberbatch's wife, who's just watching, just sipping her tea, I don't care about that N-word, fuck him, I don't care. And it's like, Jesus, you're the worst, Benedict Cumberbatch's wife. But eventually, Benedict Cumberbatch, he was away on business, or he was gone for the day, and he comes up onto the farm, and he sees Solomon. He's like, fuck, and he rides the horse over there, jumps off the horse, and he cuts the rope off, and he drags him inside the house at this point. And Paul Dano's like, we're gonna get that nasty N-word. He did them shingles wrong, and he hit a white man. That's death. Death, Benedict. And he's like, don't lay your hands on him, goddammit. And the rest of the night, Benedict Cumberbatch, he has a shotgun. He keeps Solomon right in the foyer, chat. And he's like, listen, he basically, I think Benedict Cumberbatch, he has to get in contact with another person who you later find out is Michael Fassbender, who he is indebted to. And he says, like, I have to take you there now because Paul Dano. You mean it really shows that Benedict Cumberbatch's character has no fucking backbone, no spine, because he's intimidated by Paul Dano. It's like, really? He just hears that in the night chat like a fucking wolf howling. It's like he's still out there, goddammit. And the thing is, though, Troy Edgerforth's like, Master Benedict Cumberbatch, listen, you know I'm not a slave, okay? You know I'm different. It's like, I just want to go up. I just want to go see my family. Benedict Cumberbatch is like, what you're saying, he even says, like, I believe you, but I have to keep up appearances. I can't believe you. I believe you, but I can't believe you because you know what that would do to me? That would do to me and my reputation, my family, if I let you go. I'm sorry, this is the way it has to be. He's like, piece of shit. I mean, he's like, he has those like little moments of kindness, but he's just so fucking weak. Thank you, Sweet Dick Ricky, for the subscription. 7 months, 2 months away from front pooping out that Twitch, baby. A pleasure to have you here. Oh, what did you talk about? A slave movie? Bolts? Yeah, I know. I'm doing 12 years a slave. Well, maybe people consider it to be the ultimate slave film, if you will. Sure work. Fuck you, Cumberbitch. Looks like Abduction too, though. Me too. Yeah, he's spineless. He's just spineless. That's his thing. His wife runs over him all the time, and he's in heavy debt to Michael Fassbender. Which I'm sure Salman's like, oh, why'd you have to put me with this crazy white man? But after that, chat, he is sold to Michael Fassbender, and Benedict Cumberbatch warns him. He's like, listen, this guy's fucking rough. If you thought you had it bad here, holy shit, he gets off to lashing people. That's his whole thing. Like, he owns one of the biggest plantations where he is, cotton plantation, and if his slaves do not get the specific amount of cotton for the day, they get however many lashes, chat, they're beaten. And when they're all taken to Michael Fassbender, he uses like religion as an excuse for what he does. And he even says, he produces the Bible, and he's like, now, God made the white man, and he made the black heathen N-word his slave. And that's scripture. So let's start being, he's like, I'm going to beat you so you know I'm in control. He's like, I'm going to beat you for your first day. That's just how this is. And it's like, he's like, Jesus, I just got here. He's like, I don't care. This is how it has to be. So we have it where Troy Edgerforth, he's out in the cotton fields. And again, like I said, chat, cotton picking is hard. All right, because the plant, it has so many thorns and it's very sharp, and you're taking out, you're constantly cutting your fucking fingers, chat. That's why, slaves hated working cotton fields. If they had to work a field, they preferred sugar. They preferred tobacco or something like that, or like other crops and things. Like cotton was always, but it was the most prevalent, it was the most popular because of all the things that it can be used for. But he's trying to pick all this stuff up, and we are introduced to a couple of new characters here. We get not like, they get dialogue at this point, but we see Lupita Nyong'o's Patsy's character, and she's like humming this song. She's picking cotton faster than anybody, chat. We then get, I guess it's towards the end of the day, and they're weighing all the cotton, like everyone's individual amount of cotton they picked. You get this one person was like about nearly 300 pounds of cotton. And Mike Fassbender, that's good for an N-word like yourself. You're getting better, ain't you? And then we get this one person got like 189. It's like, woo, close. That's the average cotton picking for an N-word for a black man, but you got to get your lashes. You 11 pounds short. 11 pounds short, I mean 11 lashes for you. Woo! And then we get to Solomon. It's like 163. It's like, well, you all fancy like and use big old words and such. Thank you, witness! Witness me! Rated M. Thank you so much for the very kind raid. An absolute pleasure to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Currently reviewing 12 Years a Slave and being very careful not to say certain words. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice stream. What was on your docket? Let the people know. Check out Rated M, chat, please. But he's like I think, Solomon gets like 168 pounds of cotton or something. He's like, well, that's not bad. You one of them fancy N-words and stuff, always using them big old words in front of me. But, yeah, you got potential. Still got to whip you, though. Got to whoop your ass good. And then you get to Patsy, who is 502 pounds of cotton. He's like, Patsy. Oh, Patsy. Now, that is a proper N-word right there, what she just did. And he just is up on her immediately and rubbing her. I never had a black girl like her before able to pick all that con. Nah, she real. And he's just groping her at this point, chat. And then the guy who's doing the list, he's like, also this guy has 100, and he's like, I wasn't fish talking. I wasn't fish talking now. I was talking about the success of Patsy. Why the fuck are you cutting me off? And it's like, I thought we were just doing the way to the cop. It's like, you just thought. See, that's the problem with you. You do all the thinking. You think you do all the things. You can't think shit. You as dumb as one of these N-words right here. So how about you stop talking, all right? How about you stand there while I admire Patsy and her fine work? And he's just groping her and everything, Chad. It's like, gross! And Solomon's just like, Jesus. And then he's done groping. And he's like, all right, now take all the blackers out there and whoop them. And then they whoop them. They whoop them real good, Chad. It's pretty bad. Oh boy. Oh boy. He's just horny. He's an asshole, chat. And then we cut later on to just Patsy, who is just making these little dolls of Michael Fassbender's family, herself, Michael Fassbender, the wife and everything. And it's later that evening. And, all the slaves are sleeping. Solomon's sleeping, though he's in horrible pain because of all the lashings that he's had. He's not good at picking cotton. He's always under. He's always under. They need to do, like, the proper amount that a slave, according to Michael Fassbender, needs to pick is 200 pounds a day. If they don't pick 200 pounds a day, you get a whooping. You get a lashing. That's how it is. But then they're like, well, they're all fucking exhausted. They're all fucking exhausted. And all we hear is, and they're like, oh, shit. And Solomon's like, what's going on? And then Solomon runs into the slave cabin, chat, where everyone is, and he's drunk out of his fucking mind. He's horny. And he's like, we're going to be dancing. We're going to be dancing tonight. Where's my fiddle? Get Solomon. I know you play, boy. Get that fiddle. You're going to play for me, and we're going to be dancing. Get in the big house now. We're going to get in the big house. And he forces all the slave then to go into the house, and he's just sitting there watching everybody just fucking drinking as they're all exhausted at this point. Like, oh my God. But he does this. He's fucking insane. And at one point, Fassbender's wife comes down, or not Fassbender, excuse me. Fassbender's wife comes down, who's played excellently, by the way. And she is a nasty fucking piece of work. Sarah Paulson's movie, shit. Ooh, she's mean as hell. And she sees what's going on, and you think, oh, she's gonna, first of all, she says, why you have them dancing like this? What the hell are you doing? He's like, I like to watch them dance. What the fuck you want, bitch? And he notices that he's watching Patsy, and she takes his fucking, like, whiskey decanter, which is very big, Chad, which is very big. Those things are big, and they're heavy, made of glass, and she just fucking chucks it, and, like, not even, like, 5 feet away, chucks it immediately at Lupita Nyong'o, hits the side of her face, and she just starts wailing because it hit her. He's just like, I see the way you look at her. I see the way you look at her. You sleep with that black fish. You a sinful man. Get rid of her. I told you to get rid of her so many times, and you're going to listen to me. And Michael Fassbender gets up. He's like, I'm going to tell you something right now. First of all, I get rid of your hog, pig, stinking ass first. Before I get rid of my favorite N-word, before I get rid of my favorite cop picker, she worth more to me than you ever be. And she's like, ah! And she starts crying. And she just goes upstairs. And Solomon's like, he just plays the fiddle. He's like, I just want to get out of here. He's so fucking miserable and sad, chat. And she's like, go. But the thing is, at one point, she's like, well, take Patsy out here, take her out of here. And he's like, I'll take her out of here, I'll please her, because I'm the only one that can please her. I try to please you, but there's no pleasing you pog, pig, fucking bitch. And he's like, Jesus. And so he goes outside with Patsy and fucking rapes her, chat, and she's just laying there just like, fuck my life. And he finishes, and he's like, he wants a reaction from her, but she has no reaction, and he just starts slapping the shit out of her, and no reaction. And he starts, oh, Patsy, you make me do this to you, slap, and then he gets out, he finishes, and then he leaves. Next day, chat. Where are we? Oh, Northup. He goes to talk to Miss Patsy, or not Miss Patsy, excuse me. He goes to talk to Mrs. Fassbender, chat, Sarah Paulson, and because she's noticed him, and she's noticed that he's different, and she's like, "Do you know how to read and write?" And he goes, only a little. My last master taught me a little bit. And she goes, okay, well, you keep it that way. We don't need no blackies reading or writing. God knows what will happen. This is a God-fearing white Christian land, and the last thing we need is someone like you to have control. And she's like, I wouldn't want that, would I? And she's like, good, now keep it that way. Now get your black ass out of here. And he's like, all right. And so he leaves. But fuck you. She's bad, Chad. She is also pretty goddamn bad. She also gives him a task. He says, well, you're smart enough, right? You're smart enough to read street signs and such. And he goes, yeah, I'm smart enough, sure. And she goes, I need you to pick up some materials for me, ink, pens, writing utensils, paper, or whatever, and there's a couple other things, and sewing equipment. And so, he gets a pass. He gets like a slave pass to go to town, Chad. You have to carry these. If you did not carry these, if you were a slave in the South and you did not have one of these when you were not on the plantation, people would fucking kill you. And so he needs this. And so he's walking, he's off the plantation property, he's walking down this road, and he has this kind of coming, oh my fuck, I can leave, I can run away. And he immediately runs Chad in the woods, and then he comes upon this little clearing where he's right with a bunch of white people who are performing a lynching on two black men. He's like, fuck. And these white guys are like, come here, boy, I want to see you. Negro pass. They're like, come here, boy, what are you doing out here? What are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm just from the Epps estate, from Michael Fassbender's estate. I'm just here to get some. He's like, let me see your pass there, boy. And so he gives him the pass. He goes, all right. They passes all look different. Passes always look different. You can't tell. Maybe it's a fake pass. Boy, you think there's a fake pass? This black man have a fake pass right here? And they're like, oh, man, stop messing with him. We got 2 N-words right here. Don't worry. You get going, boy. Woo-wee, you get going. He's like, shit, and he gets going as these 2 black guys are just like, oh, fucking help us. He's like, they've given up. They've given up, and they fucking lynch them. And he returns to her with the material, but he takes note of the paper. He keeps looking at the paper because he keeps thinking about writing. But he goes back, and then Michael Fassbender's wife is like, you run any trouble? And he's like, no, ma'am, they're not running any trouble. After that, he's being sent on a lot of tasks. He goes into town, and Patsy is sent to this other plantation where you have this one plantation owner who also has a mistress, played by, I always forget this actress's name, Alfre Woodard. She's in the movie briefly, chap. And she's kind of like a teacher to Patsy, Lupita Nyong'o's character, where she's preparing her to be a mistress to Michael Fassbender. And Salman introduces himself, and she asks him to sit down. He's like, I can't be sitting down. She's like, you can sit down, okay? And because she has some power down here. And she basically says, listen, her whole thing is just do whatever they tell you. You know, if you happen to be a woman, you could wind up being a mistress. You know, you could have their children. You can have some sense of power, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell Patsy. Or you can be a house N-word, okay? You don't be working them fields anymore, all right? But do what they tell you. I can tell you, I can't remember the last time I felt a lash on my back. Life has been good. Do what the white man says. And, you know, he's like, okay, all right, Patsy, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. And so they go back, where they find Michael Fassbender drunk out of his mind and just jerking off because he's so horny. And he's like, Patsy, where the hell were you at? Where the hell were you at? Oh, Patsy. And Salman says, like, don't go up to him. Just go to the cabin. Go to the slave cabin. He's like, what'd you say to her, boy? What the hell did you say? I didn't say nothing to her, master. I didn't say anything to her, okay? He's like, I see the way you looking at her. I see, come here. And we get... Again, it's a horrifying scene, but it's also funny. And again, also, I wanted to bring this up as I notice it in this movie in particular. Like, you have the actors constantly touching each other, you know, and like Michael Fassbender, he's very physical in this role, like how he's physically, you know, handling Chiwetel Ejiofor or Lupita Nyong'o or other secondary, tertiary characters, also the slaves on there. And it's like, man, you have to have like a lot of trust with your fellow actors to just do that. It's impressive because, you know, even though people are like, fuck Michael Fassbender. It's like, he's not a racist. He's not a racist or anything like that, but he's saying all these hurtful words. He's being very physical, and it really just shows the lengths of the performance and how just trusting all the actors have to be with each other during these really intense scenes. This is something really just kind of crazy to have. And so we had this whole scene where literally, because, he also has like pigs. He also, along with cotton, he's also a pig farmer. And so at one point, Michael Fassbender tries to cut off Chiwetel Ejiofor, but he falls into this pig pen, and he's just covered in pig shit and urine and everything. He's just slipping and sliding. He's drunk off his fucking ass. And Chiwetel Ejiofor is just kind of like pushing him down a little bit more each time because he doesn't have his footing. And he's like, all right. And he falls almost. He also was trying to cut Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's running around with a knife. He's like, come here, Black, come here. He's trying to cut him. And he falls down. It looks like he almost stabbed himself or came close to it. Maybe he did stab himself. I couldn't tell. It looked like he fell on his knife because then he's like on the ground. And he's like, Solomon. Or he says, no, they don't call him Solomon. Excuse me. They call him Platt. They call Platt, help your master up. Help your master up is what you do, Blackie. And he's like, oh, God. He helps him, and Fassbender immediately starts to try to strangle him, attack him again. Eventually, Sarah Paulson comes out. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And Solomon's like, he's just saying, he's like, listen, I just did what he said. I came here and he wanted to talk to Patsy. She's like, Patsy, that fucking bitch. Really? You're sliding, slipping in pig shit just so you can stick your fucking pecker in here? Is that what you're trying to do? For shame. He's like, shut. And they start fighting. It's like, oh my God. It's chaos. Absolute chaos, Chad. And then later that night, he rapes her again. He rapes Patsy again, slaps shit out of her. After that, Northup has now decided to take at least one sheet of paper because he does these errands now for Sarah Paulson's character, and he's now been very careful. He only removes one sheet of paper, and so he's been hiding it in like a tree, because he wants to write a letter to his family or to certain people that he knows in Saratoga, New York, and tell them of his situation, how they can get him out of here. But he's still like really, just really, really concerned about it. Eventually, where are we now? Oh yes, okay. At one point, after this has been going on, and we just see more of Michael Fassbender's depravity and things. At one point, Solomon, he's just up at night because he's fucking miserable. And then Patsy comes to him and she's like, could you take this piece of flint and just cut my fucking throat and kill me? Because I can't do it myself. I'm too scared. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, I just want to die. All right. All he does, I can't stand living like this. Going out in those cotton fields, picking 500 pounds of cotton a day, having him possibly trying to rape me every other night. Having the wife trying to kill me every other night. Can you just kill me? And he's like, I can't do that. And she's like, fuck you. Just do it. We don't have to do it here. We could just go out in the woods. You could just slit my throat and just bury me, okay? They won't find my body. And he's like, oh my God, no, I don't want to do that to you, Patsy. And she hugs him, then she slaps him. He's like, it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess, chat. After that wonderful scene, we learned that the cotton fields have been infected with a parasite, chat. These I guess, locusts and these caterpillar-looking things. They're eating the cotton. And so this year's cotton, or this season's cotton, is all worthless. And so now Michael Fassbender, the only way that he can earn a living now is to rent his slaves to another slave master. And so he takes Solomon and a number of the other slaves that he owns and gives them to this this judge. He's a judge, and he has sugarcane fields. And it's it's easier for the slaves to work the sugarcane fields than the cotton fields. It's a little simpler. There's not a risk of them cutting themselves. And the judge takes note of Solomon's skill actually at cutting sugar. And he's like, you got a real skill for that. Boy, you ever cut sugar before? He's like, I have not. I've done cotton. I've built homes. He goes, well, you're pretty good at it. He's like, listen, I've also heard that you're pretty good at the fiddle. We're going to be having a dance party. I would like you to play the fiddle, and whatever tips, whatever you get, you can keep for yourself. Does that sound good, boy? And he's like, That sounds good, master, sir. And he's like, good, you're good. You one of them smart N-words, ain't you? And he gets back up in his house, and it's the dinner party. And he's just playing this, and he's in, like, fine clothes for the first time in years. In years, chat. And he's playing with all these. And back in the day, he was fucking paid, a high goddamn price for his talents. But here he is during this fucking dance party, and all these white people dancing around. He's playing this fucking violin. People are occasionally giving him tips. He is getting some money, chat, but he's just sitting up there just like, fuck. He's very sad. And then we get the scene of that one woman trying to jerk him off and basically just trying to have sex with him. He's like, no. And then she cries. And he's like, oh my God, what's happening? After that, he then gets after he played the little dance party concert, he takes the fiddle and he carves the names of his family into a chat. His wife's name is his daughter's name, and then his son's. I think the son's name is Alonzo. I think the daughter's Margaret. And I forget the wife's name, but he carves them into the violin. So he remembers them. After that, Michael Fassbender hasn't picked them up, even though he's supposed to, because they've been there for however many months. And so Judge is like, well, I ain't, wasting my horse energy on driving back a couple of blackies. You go ahead, you walk up there now. And so they have to walk all the way back to the Michael Fassbender, where apparently this next season of Cotton is good. The parasites aren't there. And Michael Fassbender is just there shirt-cocking it. He's shirt-cocking it. He's drunk again. He's, so my most prized uppity N-words have returned. Yes, indeed. Solomon, I'm talking to you, boy. And he's like, yes, master, sir. I heard you playing that fiddle with them. You paid for that? You paid a white man's wage for that? He's like, I didn't get any money. Yeah, because any money that you make, I get. That's my money. No slave of mine's going to earn a living wage. That's not how we do this here. Ain't it? And he has this little black girl with him, his little slave girl, which I'm like, oh my God, is he, I mean, it's like the next Patsy at this point, because also her cheek has been deformed at one point. I think it's off screen. It's implied that Sarah Paulson writes an N into her cheek, N-word. And so at this point, Michael Fassbender might be, coveting another black girl, this one very, very young, and he's constantly walking around with this girl at this point, and she's isn't she just the cutest? Oh, I love her. They're so cute when they're young, ain't they, Mr. Platt? He's like, yes sir. He just dances like, let's find you something to eat. Let's find something sweet for you to eat. Woo! And it's like, oh oh yeah, and her eyes blood red. Yeah, her eyes like super blood red because he's probably still been raping her and beating her, Chad, obviously. Yeah, it's really fucked up. Oh man, there's another scene coming up in a bit, but it's the subtlety of the makeup, like with the eyes especially. It's like, Jesus, it's rough. The contact lenses in the movie are great because the other thing too is so many of these people are malnourished during this time. They're not giving them proper food. They're not getting proper vegetables and things, and so their eyes are super bloodshot and yellow, Chad. Not getting unnecessary vegetables, even the fucking and the white people too, because they're not eating what they should be eating either. But even more so, the slaves, sadly. At this point, where are we? Oh yes, chat, yes. And we cut to, the work in the cotton fields, and apparently now. Since Michael Fassbender's making more money, he's been able to hire on a few more people. And also, he has a few people that have been indebted to him. So now white people, chat, are now working the cotton fields along with the slaves. But they are paid a specific salary, or they're trying to work off their debt. So it's almost like indentured servitude, if you will. And that one of those people is Scoot McNairy. And so they're doing the whole, weighing of the cotton. This is just to show the difference in how, the workers are treated. And so, Patsy, she 500 pounds again. Solomon, just under 200 pounds. He's getting better, but it's like 183. He's like, I still a whooping for you, Solomon. That's 17 lashes. And Scoot McNairy, he gets 65 pounds. I can't believe it. A man of the white race can't pick as much cotton as a blackie, as an N-word. Oh, We'll have to fix that. You get it back in line, though. I can't be beating no white folk here. Solomon, get your black ass out there and I'll pull him. I'm gonna whip him. And he whips him. But Scoot McNairy, he's not beaten. But it's later that evening, and he actually sleeps in the slave quarters too, and he's addressing Solomon's wounds. And he's saying, listen now, I just want to tell you, it's a horrible circumstances that I found myself in. I want to be an overseer, but the overseer is a horrible job. Let me tell you. It's the only thing I was raised on, though. A person, every time you lash another, a part of you dies, a part of you stripped away. It's almost worse than what you go through. It's like, Solomon's like, sure. I totally. And I just want to let you know that you're very kind for one of your kind, and I feel like I can talk to you anytime. Solomon's like, he's like, wait a minute, this guy's kind of, he's like, he's fucked up, and he's a drunk, because that's why he's indebted, because he's a drunkard. But he's like, well, this guy feels bad for me. Maybe I can make a deal with him. And so during the night, he goes to Scoot McNairy, and he's like, hey, listen, everything you said to me earlier, I really appreciate that. Even though it's kind of fucked up, but I really appreciated it. Listen, I'm not actually Platt. That's my name. My name is Solomon Northup. Okay, that's my name. I'm a free man from the north, and I want to get back to my family. Okay, and Scoot McNairy's, I don't know about. He's like, listen, I can pay you. You can free yourself from this debt with the earnings, because he hid all of his earnings from Michael Fassbender when he worked in the judge's plantation. And he's like, these are all my earnings. You can pay off your debt, and more so, just please deliver this letter. Please deliver this letter to my family. Just go to the post office and send it to him. But before I pay you, I need your word. Okay? Just as a human being, as a fucking human being, please, that you'll do this. And Scoot McNairy's like, I will do this. And he takes the money, and he immediately goes to Michael Fassbender and tells him. Oh, boy. So, it's later that evening. It's like maybe 20 minutes later. And then Michael Fassbender's, Platt, get your black ass up. And they go outside, and he has, the acting in this scene is superb, where Michael Fassbender puts his arm, he has the lantern right here. I like how he curls his fingers, too, around the lantern. Because you don't see what's going on. It's like at chest level, you don't see what's below them, because the camera's really intimate. There's a reason why. But he has the lantern right here. So I just heard a funny story from Scoot over there, Scoot McNair. He tells me that you tried to bribe him. You tried to bribe him with your money, which I didn't know you had, and the money of yours is mine, that you earned, saying that you some free man from the north, that you have a family. Now, why would he be telling me that? You always trying to undercut me or think you're smarter than me. What should we do about this, Platt? And he's like, listen, sir, that guy's a fucking drunk. Okay, he's bad at his job. He'll do anything to get out of the situation that he's in right now. I cannot imagine why he concocted this story. I think he's just sorry for himself, and he's trying to get out of a day's work. He's only been doing this for a fucking day. All right, it's like, I don't know anything what he's talking about. Okay, I'm just trying to work the field, sir. And fucking Michael Fassbender's like, you're smart, Platt. You smart. All right, and they fucking kill Scoot McNairy. I assume. We never see him again. We never see Scoot McNairy again. Hi, summer baby. Scoot McNairy most likely died off screen, Chad. I would believe. After that, Northup is like his, at this point, his hopes are just fucking dashed. And he's like tuning his violin, and one of the strings like snaps. And he fucking freaks out and destroys the violin. And then the last part of him that would have his family, because he's just given up hope at this point. But chat, there is a savior coming. There is a white savior. It is Jesus Christ himself. Jesus Christ has put his ethereal form in the body of Brad Pitt, chat, a Canadian Brad Pitt. And he has come to save the day. Because of Michael Fassbender's recent, success with the cot, he's able to hire more hands on, and he hires one of these particular people named Bass, who is a Canadian carpenter and house builder, I suppose, who's been all around the world. He's been all around Canada, all around the United States, and he's working on this gazebo with Solomon. And at one point, Michael Fassbender goes up to Brad Pitt and offers him a drink. He's like, you need to quench your thirst. It's tough in these kids. Used to this southern heat. It must be harsh on you northerners. And Brad Pitt is like, that's interesting. He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean interesting? I'm offering you a drink. He says that you would ask for me for asking how my well-being is while the rest of your workers are running ragged in horrible, deplorable conditions. And he's you insult me, sir. First of all, these are not my workers. These are my property. They do as I tell them to do. And he's like, there's one universal truth, Michael Fassbender. He's like, and what the hell is that, Brad Pitt? And he's like, is that every man in God's eyes is created equal, whether they be white, whether they be black, or any color. And he's like, well, the law here in this country and not in that godforsaken northern wasteland is that a black man, that a black woman, they are property. And he's like, well, that's the law right now, but who's to say the law would change? Who's to say that years from now that it make you a slave, God makes you a slave? And he's like, that never happens. Like, how do you know? Law is the way it is, but this country, I've been around this country, and there's an anger, there's a hatred, and there's a reckoning coming. And I hope you prepared for it. He's like, I don't take kindly the way you speak to me, Brad Pitt. Now, I'll pay your wages, I'll pay your deal, but as soon as you done here, you get. And he's like, take no offense, just a difference of opinion. And Solomon hears this. He hears this, and he's like, all right, okay, I got to ask this guy for help. And so it's the next day. And he talks to Brad Pitt, like, they're talking because they're not just the two of them working in the gazebo together. And Brad Pitt, he's talking about like where he's been, and Solomon talks about that he's been to Canada, he's been to Ottawa, he's been to Toronto, he's been to Montreal. And Brad Pitt's like, how did he calls him a Negro. How did a Negro slave get to all these places? Because I wasn't a slave, okay? I've been a free man my entire life. And he's like, he tells the story to Brad Pitt. It's off screen, but he's like, well, tell me what happened. And he tells the story to Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt is like, Jesus Christ, that is a rough fucking story. And Solomon's like, and that's why I need your help, okay? I need to get a letter to my family, all right, in Saratoga, New York. I got to let them know they're alive. Someone needs to know. And Brad Pitt's like, he even says, like, you're asking me to do this for you, but it can also endanger my life too. I could be killed for doing this. These people wouldn't, they make me disappear. And he's like, I know, but do it under secret, please. I need your help. Fucking Scoot McNairy was a piece of shit. And, I got to get out of here, man. And Brad Pitt is like, fuck, okay, I'll do it because you are a righteous man, Solomon Northup, and I'll help you. Brad, Jesus Christ Pitt will help you. It's like, good. And then then we just get a scene of Northup just looking fucking sad because of the circumstances. He's just, because he spent 12 years as a slave at this point, chat, and his situation is not improved. And he's like, this is it. This is fucking it. This could all end. It's the next day. And at one point, Michael Fassbender is just screeching, hollering all around the plantation. He's grabbing on his slave, grabbing these two women. And it's like, where the fuck is Patsy? Where the hell is she? And they're like, we don't know, sir. We don't know. It's like, yes, you do. Slap. Where is she? And he grabs this other person. Where the hell is she? And he's just falling on top of them. And he goes to Solomon. He's like, where the fuck you do? I was like, I didn't do anything with her, dude. I didn't know. And then finally we see Patsy. She's coming in. She's coming like down the road, and he sees her, and he runs up to her and grabs her. He's like, where the hell you been, girl? Think you run around? Think you just do that? And then we get the thing that won Lupita Nyong'o Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. He says, the thing that I was going for was this, and it's soap. It was soap from Alfre Woodard's character. She says, your wife won't let me bathe. I stink so bad that I disgust myself. All I smell is myself and what you've left on top of me. I work in those fields every day. 500 pounds of cotton every day. All right? And I think I am fucking afforded this measly fucking bar of soap. And he's looking at her, And he's not paying attention to anything she's saying. He just doesn't. Maybe he is. Who fucking knows? But he's just, all of the horror and turmoil and torture he put on this girl. She's thrusting it back in his face, and he just slaps her. Then the wife comes out. Sarah Paulson comes out, and she's like, "What the hell is this all about?" And, she sees it, and she's like, give her, fucking lash her till the skin comes off her back. You fuck her, she don't get soap. And Michael Fassbender can't bring himself to do it, even though he's raped her and beat her before. But he then gives the whip to Solomon and forces him to whip her. And so he starts whipping her, chap, but, he's not whipping her very hard. He's only gonna, hit her, and the wife's like, I don't see any welts forming on that back. I want that black back scarred. And he starts hitting her a little bit harder, but then he stops after 2, and he just kind of drops the whip, and he's like, "Why the fuck you not stop? Why aren't you whipping her, boy? I'll show you how to whip that girl." And and then Michael Lesnar grabs the whip, and he just starts fucking going in. It's nasty, chat. I was like, oh my God, huge, just flesh wounds, meat is coming off of Lupita Nyong'o, until he eventually stops, and then Sarah Paulson for the first time is she's happy. It's oh my Jesus, this family's fucked up, and Michael Fassbender just fucking drunk, and he's collapsing everywhere. They then take Lupita Nyong'o, take Patsy into the slave cabin, where they're trying to put her back together, but it's this meat. It looks like meat, Chad. It looks like if you took a raw steak and just cut it over and over and over again. But not little lines, big fucking thick lines. It's just the skin's just split open. She's crying. And she's just looking at Solomon Northup and just fucking kill me. Later, we don't know how long, but later, chat, Solomon's working the fields, planting, I assume, cotton. This carriage rolls up to them, and this sheriff gets out. The sheriff gets out of the carriage, and he's like, "Platt, I'm here to see slave Platt." And Platt's like, that's me. Solomon's like, "That's me." And he's like, "Do you go by another name?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, yes." He's like, "What is that name, sir?" It's like, "Solomon Northup." And he's like, "Do you have a wife and children?" And he's like, "Yes, I do." "Do you know their names?" He says their names. And he says, "What's the address of your home?" And he says the address of his home. And he's like, "Do you know that man?" And we look behind him, Chad, and it's the shop owner. It's the shop owner from the beginning of the movie who was a friend of Solomon's. And the shop owner is older now, much like Solomon is. He's got a little more gray in his hair at this point. And he looks at this scene, I don't know, forever made me so emotional. I think both actors killed it. Where Solomon sees him and he just runs up to him, and the guy also runs up to Solomon. They fucking embrace each other and just hugging. It's like, Jesus Christ. And the judge is like, "Do you know this man?" He says this is the shop owner's name. He says it's his name, and then the shop owner's like, "I know this man. I can speak for him. I have his papers. I know who he is." And then Michael Fassbender comes around. He's like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing there with my property? We'll be hugging each other." And then, the shop owner's like, "Don't fucking look at him, Solomon." He's like, "That's my property. I'll take you to fucking court." And he starts to grab Michael Fassbender goes to grab Solomon, and the shop owner goes, slap. He fucking slaps him. "Get your hands off of him." And they get in the carriage. But at this point, Solomon spots Patsy, and he just runs over the Patsy, and it's a horrible situation. He's like, "I gotta go. I need to leave. I gotta go. I'm sorry." And he leaves. Chat. And Patsy's just, she's just there. But he's in the carriage. These two guys, just this bro hug. We get some fucking bro hugs, chat. These guys are just hugging each other, and fucking Solomon's just crying. Oh, boy. We then cut. Solomon is then taken. He's in Saratoga. He's right with his friend, and he's outside of his home, which he hasn't seen in 12 years. And the friend asks him, "Are you okay?" He's like, "No." And they go to the door. He opens the door, and he sees his wife. He sees his grown daughter and grown son, and also 2 other individuals. He sees a baby being held by this one gentleman. And the friend's like, "I'm gonna let you talk." And he's a guy, classy guy. He closes the door. He's like, "I'm going to let you guys do it. I don't need to be here." And he closes the door and he leaves. Or he stands outside the door. Solomon approaches them, and all he starts saying is, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the way I look. I'm sorry for this." And then his daughter approaches him, and she just hugs him, and he breaks down. And he's like, Margaret. Because his kids has changed so much. They don't look like how they did when they were younger, when they were practically babies. And she beckons towards this other guy to come closer. And he's like, who is this? And she's like, this is my husband, and this is your grandson, Solomon Northup II. And he's like, I have a grandson. And then his wife comes over, and he's like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, you have nothing to be sorry for. You have nothing to apologize for. I'm just happy that you're here. That's all we want. That's all we ever want. And they hug, and the whole family's just fucking hugging, chat. And we then cut to the credits. And we learn what some of what happened to Solomon Northup after the events of this film. He joined the abolitionist movement. Because this is like in the 1850s by this point, when he reunited with his family, 1850s. And he sued the people who kidnapped him, Mr. Brown and Mr. Hamilton, but due to their color of the skin, due to the fact they were white and that they were businessmen, despite bringing them to court, the jury found them, or I don't even know if the jury found them, but they were found not guilty. They were found not guilty, and they were not prosecuted in any capacity or suffered any form of punishment, nor were any of the other conspirators in the kidnapping slave operation. Solomon Northup later published his autobiography, 12 Years a Slave, and yeah, he participated in, obviously the abolitionist movement during that time period. We don't know what happened to him afterwards. The circumstances of her event they're kind of muddled. We're not really sure. I think researchers are still inquiring as to what happened to him. But yeah, even though he escaped and he was freed and he got back to his family, the people who persecuted him and enslaved him never got justice, which was horrible. But that, my friends, is my scene by scene breakdown chat to 12 Years a Slave. I hope you enjoyed it. This will be a bit of a darker review than usual, chat. But I hope you liked it. It's a sad fucking movie. It's a rough watch. But I hope you liked it. Obviously, the next movie you should do that. So, no, I'm not gonna do that. Well, I'm actually doing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, which kind of is a little similar. Whispers, I never saw your movie. You never saw the what? Naya, you requested this. You never saw it. Oh my God. Well, there you go. There you go. That was well. Thank you, Casfe Harnan. Thank you, Casfe. Good. I didn't slip once. I did say, I said like N-word as an N-word. Blackie. I did say Negro, but that's fine. There you go. Imagine reviewing Django. I can review Django. I can do that. For Black history reasons. That's fair. But Chad, it's a really good, listen, I understand where people, they're like, I just don't want to see any more of these types of movies. Totally get you. Totally respect that. I understand. Because there's such a glut of them. However, I do think this is probably one of the best of those, that subgenre, if you will, the historical slave film, which is its own subgenre now at this point. The performances across the board are fantastic, from Troy Ejiofor to Lupita Nyong'o to Mike Fassbender, Ben Carmach, all these people, in the secondary, tertiary characters, Paul Dano, Paul Giamatti. Everyone does a great job. But it's rough. The material's fucking rough. This is not a happy film. I mean, even though he reunites with his family, it's like, how can you get that time back? Can't. You fucking can't. It's that one. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is brilliant. It's better than Sex movie, chat. Yeah, it's incredibly well done. It's a better than Sex movie. I just don't want to watch it again. I always have it. But yeah, you just don't want to. It's just like, fuck. It's an important movie to watch, I feel like, but if anyone doesn't want to, I get it. And it isn't one that you're going to want to put on repeat anytime soon. But it's a very good movie. And I give it, on the DT scale, I would give it a better than Sex. How much do for Roots? Well, I could do an episode of Roots, I suppose, because it's a mini-series, right? So I can do, the first episode of the series. For TV requests, it's 1,000 biddies. So if you donate 1,000 biddies, I'll review an episode of a TV show. It could be animated, it could be live action, anywhere between 22 minutes to an hour. I can do that. For TV shows, that is. And Sans is 500 biddies. Now, nearly everyone in this movie has been a comic book film. That's true, man. Hey, they want that. Hey, listen, they do this to get the prestige and the pedigree, and they're like, hey, we were in a historical film like this. And they do that for the awards and the attention. If they want the money, they got to go for the Marvel or DC. That's how that works. Trailblazers did a great job. Like I said, the actors knew they had to give this man justice in some way. Yeah, I think they did. I think they honored him well. I think they honor him well. It's a story. It's a story that should be known, even if you don't watch the movie, which I think is fine. I think it's a story that should be known and taught, and people should know of this and of this horrible not slavery. I mean, not just slavery as a practice, but just this practice of kidnapping free black people in the North and sending them down to the South. So, yeah. Oh, Smog's another good one. By the way, see, I haven't seen a lot of other Steve McQueen movies. From Holocaust Survivor to Psycho Slaver. What a I know! Lieutenant Leroy Jenkins mentioned all those lives that suffered in bondage for all those hundreds of years around Seoul. Yep. When Sarah Paulson get her Marvel movie, she can be a villain. They're like, oh, she's too evil. Man, she was. I mean, she's great. She's great in the movie. Everyone's good. But it's like, God damn, you're so evil. One more reason to cheer against Magneto. Cerebro. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was in Glass. That's true. I guess that is true. That's the closest she got. She did do a superhero film. For as bad as it was, she did do one. But now, my friends, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to be playing some Elden Ring.